Hello everyone and welcome to another Timeless video. So today we're taking a look at Jund midrange in Timeless format. So this Jund midrange, we are back to just a very classic Jund midrange here. Just value town, 1-for-1 king. And we are also not going to play any cards that gives us card disadvantage. So I've been playing a lot of card disadvantage cards in some of the mid-range decks I've played, but we're just going to stay away from that because the meta has kind of shifted towards everybody playing a lot of mid-range. And what ends up happening in a mid-range mirror is you often don't want to go down on cards. So things like Chrome Moxes, Dark Rituals, Griefs, they're going to be really bad in a mid-range mirror. So we're just going to be playing a very classic Jund mid-range where we just kind of play 1-for-1 and then play the value game and play a lot of very impactful 3-mana cards. We have Bargoyf, Very Zone Guard, and Jarsoul. And a lot of the deck building here is actually going to revolve around our Jarsoul here. So we're going to see a lot of 1-mana cards. And because we are playing so many 3-drops that are high impact, we're also going to be playing with another new card that was added to Timeless recently, which is this card called the Ignoble Hierarch. So along with the Ignoble Hierarch, we also have a Deathrite Shaman that can ramp us into our 3-drops on turn 2, and that is going to be the goal with this deck. And lastly, some small details about the deck. The Bloodchief's Thirst is actually here because not only can the Jarsoul can bring it back since it's a 1-mana card, but the fact that it also gets rid of Planeswalkers is so important, which cannot be done with a Lightning Bolt in the current metagame. So for example, Bloodchief's Thirst gets rid of Ren and 6, while the Lightning Bolt doesn't do that. We also have Tamiyo, which the Thirst can kill, but the Bolt can't do it. And then there's also things like the Psychic Frog, the Bolt can't deal with. So we do actually sacrifice the Bolt synergy with the Ren and 6 when the Ren and 6 does ult. But when does Ren ever get to ultimate in Timeless format? Other thing to note is the insane synergy with the Jarsoul and the Fire Magic. Against an energy deck, this is absolutely brutal. Fire Magic, not only is it already really good against energy, being an instant speed board wipe, but the fact that it's a 1-mana card means that the Jarsoul can bring it back anytime it wants. And similar to Dreadhorde Arcanist, it can also pay for the additional cost of the Fire Magic. So Jarsoul, get back the Fire Magic, cast it, and you can even pay the optional cost here. You can also deal 2 damage board wipe if you so desire. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Timeless 3 to show you guys what that does. So let's hop over. Alright. Looks okay. So opponent mulligan twice already. Is this a combo deck? Kind of a similar hand, right? But we're getting our Thoughtseize. We're getting our Ran and 6 first. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. So technically they can kill my Ren and 6 here, but I think this is just too good. Pretty nice 2-for-1 scenario. And it's not like the Ren and 6 is that dangerous, honestly. Let's actually save this in case they have a strip mine. We'll go with the Bargoyf. Oh man. So if they use a removal spell here, we get a Minkskin Boo. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. So Ren and 6. They went with the plus. Into a Mink Skamboo. Holy moly. That's really nice. So there could be a fatal push here in case I should just do this. Bam. Now they could have Mink Skamboo themselves and then we'll trade. If they go like I Still Explore, play the Strip Mine here, I think I'm okay because I'm dealing 12 damage. Then they have to like, I feel like they have to chump block even. We know opponent doesn't have a fatal push anymore, so. Let's see what this is. Could be like a 2-minute removal. It was. Sure.
To the tavern. First round is on you, boo.
Wary Zone Guard. Nice. So, opponent is playing I Still Explore. I don't think they would be playing the One Ring. It's possible, but I kind of doubt it. Opponent Surgical and Toxic Deluge and Disruptor Flutes for Renin 6 and Strip Mine. But I think that's about it. I would bring the Haywire Might if I knew opponent was playing One Ring, but I don't. So let's see. Let's cut a copy of a Ignoble Hierarch. And let's actually cut all the Orcish Bowmasters. Thoughtseize, Baragoyf, Deathrise Shaman. Hey, this is the same start we had last time. Let's go with Thoughtseize. So they play Abrupt Decay and Fatal Push. I'm not really sure about the Green Sun Zenith. Like, what is a Green Sun Zenith doing there? That's gonna be so slow, though. Let's get rid of a Fatal Push. I'm just trying to tax opponent's mana a bit because I feel like the Abrupt Decay and Fatal Push has no difference. I mean, I guess we have a Disruptor Flute for that. I don't know. Maybe I should have thought about it a little bit more because Abrupt Decay can technically get rid of something like Disruptor Flute. Okay, so they went with the... Oh, that's actually perfect. So now I can even go like... Shaman. Get rid of Deathrise Shaman. I wish this wasn't a Surveil land, by the way. I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't. I'm just keeping all the lands possible. Interesting. It's surgical. Or Disruptor Flute? Huh. How did they know? What? How? What was that? How did my opponent know exactly what we had here? Alright. So, we can go Mink Skin Boo, but Mink Skin Boo does immediately die if they worry Zone Guard. So... So I'll Jar Soul here. If they have a Fatal Push, they have a Fatal Push. Two Thoughtseize or not? I think I'm just gonna go with the Deathray Shaman. So this card that they have right now is not a Fatal Push. Double Wary Zone Guard. I guess they could have just drawn one. Am I okay with this? Then I'd be just chumping one and then they play one. Okay. Then we'll play Mink Skin Boo. Oh, I could just play out the Barragoyf as well. Nah, let's just go Mink Skin Boo.
Fight the good fight.
Just too good.
Actually, fight all the fights. We will never win. We will stomp on
And we'll
the
just
earth.
pass. Trade with the Wary Zone Guard. If we have to. And we can... The Deathray Shaman can also start eating, like, the Wary Zone Guard lands as well. Mink Skin Boo. Mink Skin Boo. Such a sick card. Such a sick card. Oh, it was a Grist. Wow. Very nice. So they can get rid of my Mink Skin Boo here. But do they want to... Okay. Sure.
Tragedy befalls us, Boo.
So they're gonna trade. Sure. One, two, three, four, five, six. I could just start ramping. Yeah, I could start just ramping here. Just attack there and get the Giganta back. Okay, nice Ragavan. Very nice steal, actually. Why did they just take the Giganta? Yeah, why did my opponent just take the Giganta there? They could have taken the Barragoyf. That was a very classic John the Mirror. Oh man. Timeless, am I right? Oh, right. Oh, we have a pretty cool play coming up. If we can like Thoughtseize something like Big Away, we can reanimate it. And then Jarsoul reanimate again. Ooh la la. We have double Thoughtseize as well. Double Thoughtseize, double Jarsoul. Protected against opponent's Thoughtseize. Wow. Okay, so it's this kind of deck. Interesting, interesting. I could get rid of a Wary Zone Guard to like start ramping, but... So like, what's my next play? I'm gonna be playing Thoughtseize into Reanimate. And they're gonna be playing Demonic Tutor here, right? So opponent tops. I don't know what they topped. Must be insane if they topped. So we got a Molten Collapse, so we don't have to worry about opponent's Barragoyf coming out. They might flash in an Orcish Bowmaster here, though. So they top the land. So I feel like I need to get rid of opponent's Demonic Tutor because they could get the One Ring, right? We're taking a bit of damage, though. So they're gonna probably respond with their own Barragoyf here. Wait, they're Jund. They did not go with the Barragoyf. Interesting. Does this mean that this last card is a Fatal Push? If it is, it's kind of bad for me. No, they got a Forest. It's a Deathray Shaman. Okay, so... no creature in the yard, so... if I play Jarsoul into Thoughtseize, we can discard that. Jarsoul into Thoughtseize, discard the Barragoyf. And I probably can't attack with the Barragoyf here. If I attack, I go to 7, but then I have to chump block the Wary Zone Guard. If they draw a removal spell, it's also kind of bad for me. Let's say they draw a removal spell. Fatal Push doesn't do it. Molten Collapse does, though. Very low on life. I'll probably have to block the Wary Zone Guard if they attack. With the Barragoyf here. Okay, so since they didn't block, didn't attack, I am going to be Molten Collapsing here. And I probably want to kill the Deathray Shaman. Because it's going to eat away our stuff, right? Then get rid of that. We're gonna attack with you. Wow, they didn't even chump block. How does that even make sense? Huh. That's very interesting that they didn't chump block. What does that even mean? Yeah, what does that mean? Oh, maybe they are banking on drawing a lightning bolt. And they use a removal spell on this thing and then lightning bolt attack. So they play lightning bolt in that deck. That's probably the only thing I can think of. All right, so hmm. I do like Disruptor Flute in Mirror Match. I think I'm also gonna bring a Toxic Deluge in favor of an Orcish Bowmaster. I'm not really sure if opponent plays One Ring though. But I am bringing a Disruptor Flute, so I think it should be okay. They are playing Orcish Bowmaster themselves, but we don't draw any cards other than our Nurturing Peatland loop. I can see myself having an Unlicensed Hearse though. But for what? Maybe Ignoble? We haven't seen our Ignoble though, yet. Right, this hand is definitely a lot weaker. No Thoughtseizes. No Kozilek. Also, by the way, I am currently loving this deck. Ooh, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, I am currently loving this deck. The Ringless Jund. Ooh, they even play Dark Ritual, so they are actually on the One Ring list. So I can't beat Ren and 6 at the moment. But they can also Dark Ritual into Weary Zone Guard, which is pretty powerful. I think I have to get rid of a Ren and 6. It's gonna be too fast. And they're gonna be ramping a lot. So here I can see opponent going Dark Ritual into Weary Zone Guard, which is pretty powerful. And we're gonna respond with a Deathrise Shaman into Fatal Push. Yep. Just as we predicted. Now we need something that we can answer the Demonic Tutor right now. So we need another Thoughtseizes, Jar Soul, things like that. I do wonder if they play like Veil of Summer though. Maybe I should just get rid of it right now. But then they could play Reanimate, like they can Demonic Tutor into Reanimate, so... I'm kind of hoping that they don't play Veil of Summer, and then we just kill the Weary Zone Guard in combat. Alright, so Baragoyf comes out. This is the worst case scenario, because they have a Molten Collapse. They have a Molten Collapse, so... I think what I need to do is... I probably need to play the Weary Zone Guard, and then force opponent to use a Molten Collapse on my Deathray Shaman, or... I have to chump block and then Weary Zone Guard, block this. Yeah, definitely not in a good spot. We need Jar Soul. We need Jar Soul bad. think a Molten Collapse my Deathray Shaman to guarantee a Baraglyph turn. Ooh, that's really good. This is also really good. Okay, so opponent decides that. So I'm going to Surveil to see what we top before we block with the Deathray Shaman. I probably have to block here. It's pretty bad. Right, I think we lost this one. I wonder, should we have just given them Ren and 6? They would have gotten so many cards out though. I don't know. Liliana! Okay, that caught me off guard.
Drop it.
Okay, the best card to top deck here is Jarso. Also, why did an opponent just attack first before playing the Liliana? I feel like that's a mistake. Alright, we got none of that sort. Liliana. I think we just go again. Alright. Bit of a reactive hand. So I'm not sure how I feel about this hand. I think I'm just gonna go next there. Actually, if I was gonna do this, I should have surveilled. That was kinda bad. Liliana's definitely a little bit of a surprising one, right? So this probably means the opponent doesn't have Dark Ritual in hand, or they have another Liliana in hand along with the Dark Ritual. Because I think Liliana here is really good. Right, so they're gonna go with the Grief. They're gonna get rid of my Reanimate here. But I'll take a 2-for-1, right? I'll take a 2-for-1. Especially good in a mirror match. So it's actually really crucial that we draw land here. It is very, very crucial. And we did. So I can go Jarso, obviously. But I think opponent's gonna have a removal spell. So I'm gonna go with the Wary Zone Guard because I think I value the Jarso a little bit more. Right, so there's a Fatal Push coming out. And now I'm gonna play the Jarso next. So Liliana.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers.
We're gonna get rid of a
Don't
fatal push.
think things.
So Jar Soul. Through. Reanimate. Rezone guard. Attack.
I'll be back with friends.
That was a really good turn. We are 5 cars ahead of them. Isn't that crazy? How are we 5 cars ahead of them? That is insane. Thankfully, we have another Worry Zone guard. Minsk and Boo. I will take it. I should have actually taken the Wooded Foothill, huh? Alright, I think this game is probably over. Did I forget to use the unlicensed hearse there? That's my bad. Alright, Junda down again. GG's. So we still haven't seen Ignoble Hierarch, which is like, where is it? Where's Ignoble Hierarch, please? Hello? Anybody know? Alright, so we have double strip mines, but we're going second. Ah. We have to pray opponent doesn't have a land. Man. Also, I haven't seen an energy deck that is playing Mishra's Bubble though. Interestingly enough. Yeah, we are so behind, by the way. We are so behind. Just no time to use a strip mine ever. Oh no. I was banking on it.
What a beautiful day, brother.
I might be just go next situation, right? It's just too late. Opponent just played 21 mana cards. Just too fast. Can't keep up with it. Especially going second. Do I want Flute? Maybe I just want something like a Haywire Might. This one's kind of interesting, I would say. Can I take it back, please? I thought it was like Deathray Shaman. That was really bad, by the way. I thought it was Deathray Shaman. I thought it was Deathray Shaman. Ah! I just took damage for no reason too. Why did I think it was a Deathray Shaman? Interesting. I think I'm gonna do this and just attack. Maybe I should have left up a fatal push. But wait, how is this revealed, by the way? Oh, Mishra's Bubble. I'm gonna let opponent have some fun with the Oslo Pride. I'm gonna play these next because I didn't want to play these because I thought they could have like a removal spell there. I'm just going to Fatal Push the Oslo Pride and then Strip Mine more lands here. Oh, a Johnny. Johnny.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Oh, Bowmaster works actually really well here. So we get double lands back. Right. Looks like we're going to next game. Okay, that was even without fire magic, so I'm gonna assume like if we had fire magic, it's gonna be like insane. So we do have a fire magic, but we have a problem. We have one lander. I think we have to mulligan. Yeah. And normally when you see this, they kept like a pretty greedy hand. Ooh, fire magic. Fire magic. I think because I have fire magic, maybe I don't care if they like hit me. Yeah, I think we just go fire magic here. So we're currently looking for a land, right? All right, Maybe I could have been a little bit more greedy here. Because that is a lot, right? That is a lot. The Esper Sentinel is a little bit uncalled for. It's definitely a little bit uncalled for. I think we're gonna snipe an instant speed spell. Because we have a Jar Soul. So we're just currently looking for lands. Oh man, why did I grab the Raucous Theater? Oh, thank God. That was a misclick, by the way. That was not intended at all. That was not intended at all. Alright, so Fire Magic isn't going to kill the Oscillate Pride here. We are in a commanding position, by the way. Absolutely brutal. And even if they exile the Jar Soul, we have Molten Collapse, by the way. Oh no! Yeah, opponent didn't float mana, so they don't. It seems like they don't have whatchamacallit, a Source. Oh, right. Yeah, so there were a lot of mid-range decks in the tournament. Maybe you know, maybe Golgari and Jund mid-range are actually really good against energy decks. Like these fire magics are just so brutal. All right. Maybe it's we got another Ignoble Hierarch. So we got a couple of choices, right? We can go Hierarch or Thoughtseize here. Playing the Ignoble Hierarch means that I can go Thoughtseize plus Bowmaster next turn, but I mean, that has to be good, right? That has to be good. Perfect. Perfecto. Alright, so we got Orcish Bowmaster and a Mana Drain. I mean, that's definitely what we're gonna take, probably. Yep. Okay, we're going to take away opponent's Mana Drain here. And we're just going to maybe shock this in and then pass. I'm shocking it in if opponent draws like a removal spell, like they remove the Ignoble Hierarch into Brainstorm. I don't know. So there's a Tamio coming out.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
So I need another land here. That is not a land, but it's actually really good. It is not a land, but it's really good. But I think if I don't get a land, I want a Molten Collapse into Orcish Bowmaster here, probably. I guess we're just playing Ren and 6 then. Good draw. Very good draw. I mean, opponent must know what we have. They're playing Esper. By the way, I am not a fan of this Watery Grave because I can't actually tell if it's a Watery Grave. Okay, so they're gonna do that. So now we get to crack the fetch. Play the jar, so that's going to force opponent to play their clue here. Yeah, they're going to draw. And then I'm going to Orcish Bowmaster, right? Now, if they brainstorm, that's good for me. Because the Tamio dies. Since Tamio only has 2 loyalty, I still haven't used the Ren and 6's ability. So they had to do this. Otherwise, it was just going to be a bad time for opponent. But next turn, they have a even bigger problem, which is the Ming's Gimbu. Bad thing about the Treasure Cruise is that it's a sorcery, so Tamio does die if they use it. So it looks like that's what they're gonna do. They are a little bit desperate at the moment. So Tamio does die because of Abnap. That's not gonna work because they've already drawn 3 cards this turn. Alright. So something that I kind of want to consider is the 2 mana, Planeswalker removal spells like the what is it called? The ugly card, right? The ugly card. I feel like we should be pretty favored. If we just can play around subtlety a little bit. Do we want more duress in this matchup? Probably not. Right, so opponents play Orcish Bowmaster. I'm gonna cut a Ignoble Hierarch. The Hierarch was actually really good here. So that was really good. Opponents playing Orcish Bowmaster. Maybe I cut a copy of a Ren in 6? Planeswalker is normally really hard for them to answer, though. Actually, because we're going second, opponent's gonna have going to Orcish Bowmaster a little bit earlier. I'm gonna cut the Hierarch. Alright, we have a lot of removal spells with the Ren and 6. This is very, very good.
No, I'm late for class.
Because I have a Bloodship's Thirst, I think I'm just going to go straight into Deathrise Shaman. So, if opponent thinks, they can freely transform because I'm tapped out, they're gonna have to pay the price. So attack, Brainstorm, Bloodchief Thirst, Renin 6, win the game. Okay. So that didn't happen. I'll play the Bloodchief Thirst. And since the opponent didn't play anything, I'll pass. The 2 mana I have here means that I could have a Bowmaster here. So it would be kind of dangerous for them to use the clue. But they did. I think they're just cutting a little bit of corner here because it seems like their hand might not be as good as I thought. So I'm smelling like mana drains, but not much removal spells. Right? Not much removal spells, but I'm smelling mana drain. Alright, so opponent's tapped out. I'm going to go into our Renin 6 here. It would be nice if I can draw a discard spell though here. Would be kind of cool. Now, they could have a prismatic ending. I think the best potential turn they could have is like a prismatic ending, leave up a mana drain. I think that would be a good turn. Man, Renin 6 is a beast. What a beast. The Tamio comes out. They're gonna draw. I know I have a Bloodchief Thirst, but I just kind of don't want to deal with the Tamio transformed at the moment. So here, it would be really nice if I can get like a Jarsoul or Baragoyf or Weary Zone Guard. Oh, that's actually really good too. Ooh, this is a Flare of Denial. No wonder they just played it. So opponent does have a Subtlety. I guess I just eat it now. Yeah, we know the Subtlety's coming out, so we gotta watch out for that. A Baragoyf. Okay, so I'm gonna play a Baragoyf here. I'm gonna force out a Subtlety here. Very nice. And we're gonna top it. Oh, I messed up. I needed to... Ooh, I messed up. My bad. I thought just topping it was gonna be enough, but I messed up there. Error on my part. 100%. Okay, I think it's time to start drawing with the Nurturing Peatland. Opponent needs to stop playing creatures, though. I ran out of removable spells. We're actually very even, right? 4 cards, and then 4 cards. Another Treasure Cruise, but they had to tap out for that. Oh, wow. The Nurturing Peatland loop! The Nurturing Peatland loop! Alright, so we took a look at a very classic... I mean, I wouldn't say classic, because we do have some new cards compared to the Boomer Jun list, but I think the essence is there, right? I think the essence is there. We aren't playing things like One Ring, Dark Ritual, Sheoldred, any card that like has any semblance of like a card disadvantage, like Grief, Dark Ritual, things like that. We don't play in the deck. Instead, we see a lot of very high impact value cards at our 3-drops. And because we play 7 copies of Mana Dorks, we do kind of consistently get there, which is really good. Unfortunately, we aren't playing something like a Lightning Bolt per se, because I just think the Blood Chiefsters is a very, very good card compared to a Lightning Bolt. You know, we don't have that classic Jund Lightning Bolt Renin 6 strategy, but I just think the Blood Chiefsters is so necessary because there's a lot of Planeswalkers, right? This gets rid of Tamio Transformed, Ajani Transformed, and then Renin 6 as well. It also gets rid of like things like Psychic Frog, the Lightning Bolt can't normally kill. So we have a lot of removal spells, right? 4, 6, 8, and then you do it again with the Jar Soul. So that's like 11 copies of removal spells. I'm just going to treat the Jar Soul as a removal spells because it is what the card is for. And then we play 5 copies of discard spells. Usually with the Jar Soul, you would play something like a 6 discard spells or something like that. But I decided to play 5 copies instead because I have been kind of enjoying the 1 copy of a Sneaky Reanimate. So you can like reanimate Jar Soul reanimate opponent's card that you thought seized. So we saw that in one game, like that is just so much value. Like especially in a mid-range matchup, and opponents also going down on cards because of things like Dark Rituals and Griefs. And we also have like Planeswalkers like Renin 6 and Minkskin Boot, just super high impact as well. And yeah, besides, I think the only like very like a flex spot is probably like Orcish Bowmaster. And I don't know, I'm kind of liking the Hierarch. It does kind of confuse me a little bit because I've been only playing with the Deathrise Shaman for the longest time. So I'm like, turn 1 Blood Crypt, and I'm like, why can't I play this? Why can't I play this card? So that actually happened in one game. Yeah, my brain's a little bit slow on that. This is actually my first time playing Jar Soul with the Fire Magic, and it actually kind of blew my mind. Similar to Dreadwar Arcanist, Jar Soul and Dreadwar Arcanist can get back a 1-mana card, which means that you can actually play the optional additional cost on top of it, but against an energy, you don't even have to pay the tiered cost. Most of the times against energy decks, playing out the Fire Magic might just win you the game because it's just an instant speed, 1 damage, destroy all of their cards. So yeah, Jar Soul, very, very insane in this deck. So yeah, playing with the Ignoble Hierarch. Without any One Rings or Dark Rituals, just playing fair magic. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.